All right, let's get right into it. Welcome, everyone. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here for today's explainer. Think of this as your essential survival field guide briefing. We're going to be unpacking a really crucial, yet honestly, often misunderstood cornerstone of emergency preparedness. If you've ever stared at a super heavy, bulky canned good and thought, man, there just has to be a better way to pack a bug-out bag, well, you are in exactly the right place.
To kick things off, let's pose a high-stakes question. When you're building out a long-term food supply, what's the single hardest nutrient to actually store? You know, it's pretty easy to stockpile big buckets of rice and beans, right? But securing high-quality, dense, and lightweight protein, that is notoriously difficult. Well, today, we're going to solve that exact problem using dehydrated chicken.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our mission briefing roadmap for today. First, the ultimate survival protein. Second, preservation methods. Third, storage secrets and shelf life. Fourth, field prep and deadly mistakes. And finally, number 5, the final survival verdict. Let's go!
Starting off with Section 1, the ultimate survival protein.
So the crucial point here is that chicken is one of the very few foods that actually provides a complete protein. And what that means is it contains all 9 essential amino acids that your body absolutely needs. Why does this matter so much? Well, in a high-stress survival situation, relying solely on carb-heavy staples is a massive mistake. Your body urgently needs those specific amino acids to repair muscle, to keep your immune system functioning, and to support physical recovery. It's a genuine lifesaver.
Moving right along to Section 2, preservation methods. Now, when we're comparing how to actually preserve this stuff, commercial freeze-drying is undeniably the gold standard. It uses sublimation, which means there's literally no heat involved, to remove almost all the moisture. This brilliantly preserves the flavor, the texture, and the nutrition of the meat. But let's be real, freeze dryers are incredibly expensive. If you don't have one, home dehydration using controlled heat is a highly effective, totally accessible alternative for pretty much anyone.
And this brilliantly illustrates the exact 3-step home dehydration process. First, you absolutely must cook the chicken completely, non-negotiable. Second, shred it into really small pieces. This is vital because smaller pieces dry a lot faster and more evenly, which prevents these tiny, hidden moisture pockets where deadly bacteria love to hide. Finally, dehydrate it between 63 and 74 degrees Celsius. So that's about 145 to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. And you just keep going until the meat is completely brittle.
All right, on to Section 3, storage secrets and shelf life.
Because making the food is only half the battle, right? Keeping it edible for decades is where true preparation comes in. You have to defend against the 4 enemies of storage. Moisture is obvious. It breeds mold and bacteria. Light degrades nutritional quality. And pests like rodents and insects will absolutely target your hard-earned supply. But pay really close attention to oxygen. Chicken contains fat, and even a tiny, microscopic amount of oxygen will slowly oxidize that fat, causing the whole batch to go completely rancid over time.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the massive jump in shelf life depending on how you store it. Just look at that scale. Toss it in a pantry in regular packaging, you might get 1 to 3 years. Vacuum seal it, you can push it to 5 to 10. But if you upgrade to a proper Mylar bag setup with oxygen absorbers, boom, you hit 10 to 15 years. And if you go all the way with commercially freeze-dried chicken, you are looking at an astounding 20 to 30 years of expected shelf life.
4,400. That is a staggering number. That represents the kilocalories packed into just a single kilogram of dehydrated chicken. This one metric proves its ultimate weight-to-energy efficiency. When you're packing a bug-out bag and every single gram on your back counts, you want the most dense, high-yield energy source possible. And this is exactly it.
Let's break down that incredible density just a bit further. Look at the macros for a tiny 100-gram ration of this stuff. You're getting 0 carbs, a little bit of fat, and a massive 75 to 80 grams of pure protein. It packs just an unbelievable amount of muscle-repairing nutrition into almost 0 physical weight. Which brings us to Section 4, field prep and deadly mistakes. So, preparing this incorrectly in a high-stress scenario can be absolutely catastrophic. Here are the fatal flaws you have to avoid. Never use raw chicken. You have to cook it first to destroy harmful bacteria. Never skip those oxygen absorbers or you literally guarantee fat oxidation. Keep it out of the heat because that destroys your shelf life. And the biggest mistake? Under-drying. It leaves moisture for bacteria to thrive. Plus, let's be honest, trying to eat crunchy, unrehydrated chicken isn't just a terrible meal texture, it's incredibly hard on your teeth. Just an all-around terrible idea. So, how do we actually do this right in the field? The rehydration protocol is beautifully simple. It's a straight 1-to-1 ratio. 1 cup of warm water per 1 cup of dehydrated chicken. You mix it, you wait about 10 to 20 minutes, and you're good to go. Because the chicken was already fully cooked before you dried it, no extra cooking is needed. This is a huge advantage because it saves your precious camping fuel for other survival tasks.
Now, even with perfect prep, things can go wrong if a seal accidentally breaks. You need to know these critical warning signs of a compromised supply. If you notice a sour or rotten smell, visible mold, unusual discoloration, a slimy texture after you're rehydrated, or if you see swollen commercial packaging, the batch is ruined. And keep in mind, repeated exposure to humid air after you open a bag will rapidly accelerate these issues, dropping that shelf life down to maybe a month.
Which perfectly tees up the absolute golden rule of survival food safety: when in doubt, throw it out. Seriously, in an emergency situation, gambling with food poisoning is a losing bet. A bad stomach bug during a disaster isn't just an inconvenience, right? It's a serious, potentially life-threatening liability. Let's move to our final section, the final survival verdict.
Let's see how this all builds together into a final, objective cost-benefit analysis. When evaluating the ratings, dehydrated chicken scores a perfect 5 out of 5 stars for both shelf life and nutrition. It is exceptional for home storage, emergency kits, all of that. However, we do have to weigh that against a cost-effectiveness rating of 3 stars. It is a more expensive preservation method up front. It obviously requires clean water to rehydrate, and you absolutely must budget for strict airtight containers like Mylar bags if you want it to last.
So what's our ultimate recommendation here? To get the absolute most out of it, you want to pair your dehydrated chicken with affordable, long-lasting staples. Think rice, pasta, lentils, potatoes. This stretches your budget way further while providing an amazing balance of dense nutrition and convenience. Despite the upfront cost, its lightweight nature, ease of transport, and honestly, its super high bartering value make it a vital component of a well-rounded pantry.
Which leaves us with this final provocative thought for you to ponder today. Is your bug-out bag missing its most critical fuel? I really encourage you to evaluate your own emergency preparedness after this. High-quality protein is notoriously the hardest nutrient to store. But as we've seen today, mastering dehydrated chicken solves that problem entirely. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. And hey, stay prepared out there.